Arc Trail obviously wins the game by itself, so we'll take that one. So there is an Origin Spellbomb, which is a strong card, of course. And a Golem Artisan, which is a stronger card, especially with spin engines and this replica guy. So that's definitely our pick. We haven't shown up with any 2-drop mirrors. I guess everybody loves mirror around us. So there's a Coding, a Celebration, and a Spellbomb basically. I don't think we have a deck for the Censor. We do have a class to put counters on it, but I don't think it's enough. The Coding works with the one Shatter I have, which I don't feel is enough ways to really make it pay off. I guess it works with Forge Master as well to make that a little easier, and could do some dumb tricks with the Artisan. So there are some ways. Furnace Celebration, not really doing what we want to do. Panic Spellbomb's a good card. It basically cycles. We're on the 5th pick. I think we're going to take the Cycler. I could have leaned towards the Coding, but I went the other direction there. Obviously the Furnace Celebration is just a huge gamble card. And we're not really set up perfectly for it. It would do a few things, but nothing exciting really. Super mana intensive too. So there's an Exoskeleton. I hate that card. There's a Liquid Metal Coating, and there's a Wayfarer for the sideboard. The Coding's not going to do anything. I was hoping to pick up a Shatter like in this pack maybe, but it's not going to happen. There's not going to be any more Shatters. We're going to grab up a sideboard man. Oh, Asceticism still in here. I can take the Trigon for my deck, or I can take the Asceticism away. Man, Asceticism breaks my deck. Such a good card too. It's kind of surprising that it's still in here. People that probably just haven't played against it or realize like, wow, all their guys regenerate now. All your removal spells are blanks. But Trigon I think is our pick. It does some for us. It's not an awful card. I've definitely probably value that more than most. I've got some good use out of it in the past. Take another sideboard Wayfarer. This isn't too bad. These are actually pretty strong cards still in here. I think we're going to take the Trigon of Thought. I like that card. I like to have the ability to draw more cards in this format. Don't really like this guy at all. Pretty easy pick. Yet another sideboard Wayfarer. I guess we can switch out our spin engines for elephants if we're up against Infect. Another Soul Parry or a Berserkers. Metalcraft isn't impossible in this deck. These guys do a little bit more. I've already got one Soul Parry. I really don't want to have to be boarding in multiples. Cavaliers, no thank you. So this deck ended up pretty average. It's kind of depressing. I thought we might get some pretty sick white stuff, but these guys are like white, 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 both sides. Basically picked up one white card other than the Zenith. And we're still running it because this is a bomb format, you know. We don't even need to run that many mountains even though the main of our cards are red. Probably going to run maybe 10 mountains, 7 plains. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. That might even be a little bit light. But the power level of that card, if the game goes long, is too strong to ignore, you know. It's just too much power there. Forge Master, not at his best in this deck. I don't even have like a Tumble Magnet. It's kind of depressing. Got a Contagion Clasp. Yeah, Forge Master's definitely at his worst. I'm still going to end up running him because he does something interesting. He has a 3/5, which is pretty big for a 5-drop in this format. We have strong burn spells. Hopefully the strong burn spells will carry us through, win the day. So those are our colored cards. Opinions? Man, I don't know about that. So that's 25 cards. The ones I might consider are those and the Berserkers. Wayfarers are staying safely in the board. Now, how good is Relic Warder really going to be for us? That's the question. He's never going to come down turn 2. This is the kind of card you don't really want to cast turn 2, though, so it's reasonable, I suppose. I want to cut at least one more card, probably 2. I don't think I want 16 lands with so many 5s. I could cut Relic Warder. I mean, his ability is okay, but it's like it doesn't really work great with our deck plan. What it looks like to me is we're just trying to get, I don't know, 11 points or get 12 points or 9 points with one of these 3 drops and then just bolt them out, basically. And if the game goes long, we're in okay shape. We've got some strong cards for late game. Got a strong burn suite, so it's not going to be the end of the world if they have blockers. I can cut Well of Tanglecord. He doesn't seem that bad to me. This definitely looks like a deck that Well of Tanglecord could be alright. Acre Wellspring, is there even any way for me to get rid of it in my deck? I could shatter it. It still is draw a card, make your Concussive Bolt a little easier to Metalcraft. And of course, oh yeah, it works with that guy a little bit. Not great. Not the worst though. So if we cut Wall of Tanglecord, how many 2-drop creatures do we have left? 2, including one that we'll never cast on the second turn. What if we cut both of those? Well, it seems kind of risky. We'll be down to 10 creatures. That's 23 cards, 10 creatures. Got the Zenith. I don't have any real white cards other than this thing, the Zenith. My plan right now is to play 7 plains, 10 mountains. That's what I'm thinking. Basically, it's all on Spin Engine to do the damage, and then we'll reach them with the Concussive Bolt. That's kind of my thought process. I have a Trigon I could play. I'll probably board it in, almost certainly. It's good against non-infect, but you know, infect's out there sometimes. Wall of Tanglecord, I don't know how good that's going to be. It looks like we're trying to race. Wall of Tanglecord is usually pretty strong in a race situation. But I don't really want to cut a Spin Engine for it. Don't want to cut my precious Ogre Resistors. Don't want to cut these guys. Darksteel Sentinel is kind of shaky. Against a lot of decks, I'd much rather have the Wall than the Darksteel Sentinel. I wouldn't feel too bad making that trade. Darksteel Sentinel is basically just the big guy I pull out with the Forge Master, which is kind of shitty since he's only a 3/3. Go like that. Relic Warder seems like such a strong card. It's really a shame that I don't think I can fit him in. Obviously, playing this card as my one-off white card is not too bad. Just gonna have 7 plains. I'll probably draw an all plains hand and be in bad trouble, but you know, I just have to hit 1 mountain to have it playable. And the 2 mountains I can cast every card. Definitely looks like we're going to be racing with Spin Engine, Replica, that kind of thing. Panic Spellbomb their blockers. Burn their blockers out. Now with this wall, possibly block them. I could put in the Bladed Pinions instead of the wall. That seems like a real gambling play. Bladed Pinions is pretty strong on Spin Engine kind of cards, resistor. Does let me race. I almost never play Bladed Pinions, but this is the deck where I could kind of see the value of it. Not sure I want to cut my Wall of Tanglecord for that though. So when you need a wall, like against Infect, you really need it. My deck's terrible against Infect game 1, basically. These 3/1s just don't cut the mustard. really hate bladed pinions, but I know that it can be really good with 3 power guys. I think we're just going to leave wall main deck. I don't want to risk it. They're suggesting I play 4 planes for my triple white spell. Seems a bit risky. I could go 11 and 6, then I only have to draw half of my planes to hit my white sun zenith. Half my planes, that seems a bit risky. I guess we'll go 11-6. I mean, it seems reasonable. Like I said, I only need 2 mountains, but I have to have a mountain in my opening hand. No way around it. I can't really afford to keep non-mountain hands, since I have too many red cards to draw as potential blanks. Alright, that's what we're doing. 11-6. See you guys round 1.